I have 8 o'clock. We're still waiting on people, but we're gonna go ahead and get started because we only have 30 minutes. So we're gonna start with a slider burpee. And so you'll have one slider under each foot, so sort of under the balls of your feet. And then we'll start standing here. And then I want you to make sure you have space behind you and a little bit of space in front of you here because we're gonna be sliding back to a plank. So it starts with a squat, feet are about hip width distance apart. So hips are gonna drive back and down. And then once you get almost all the way down, palms come forward, weight shifts to the balls of the feet, heels lift, and then without letting your shoulders shift back, engaging through the abdominals, you're gonna press the legs back, find your full plank. Then option here, if you want a little hip opening, you're gonna give me a cross mountain climber, right, left, and then really, really focusing on engaging the triceps, wrapping the elbows in. Heels high, hips lift slightly, shins parallel to the floor. You're gonna slide the knees in, find that tabletop hover, then find your squat, rise all the way to the top, continue with that. Hey, Melissa. So we just need sliders and then one single weight. And then I just dropped it in the chat if you use my playlist. You can always come down to the knees as well. So knee option, you can just take it to a little walkout here, or even if you want to stay on the toes but don't want to use the sliders, you can give me a normal plank walkout. If you're in the knees or in that walkout, still try to add in that little cross mountain climber. We've got 40 seconds here until we find a hold in our tabletop hover. So we're going to try to hold in that tabletop hover and do some little knee pulses. Awesome, Kat. Yes. The challenge is when you are sliding the feet back in, is to really engage through the upper body. Elbows want to flare out, keep pulling them in. Arms stay long and strong. Hit that nice squat hold at the bottom, squeeze through the glutes, hips pull forward. Last 8, we hold in our tabletop hover in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So I want your knees to be almost directly in line with the hips. You've got your knees a little bit higher than the heels. If you're on the knees, all I want you to do is find that same hover, but you can tap the knees down when you need to. We've got 8 seconds. You're gonna give me a little slide in and out in 3, 2, and 1. So think about pressing heels back, slider, slide back 1 inch. And then as you pull knees in, think about lifting hips slightly, curling tailbone. Nice, Kyle. If you're on the knees, again, you can just give me those little knee taps. So knees lifting, same curl of the tailbone to hover those knees, lower back down. Final 10, you're gonna hit one final round full range in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Back to that full range slider burpee to close it out. Again, adding in your cross mountain climber, finding that perfect squat on the way up and the way down. Fingers spread wide, back is nice and flat. We have our final 15 seconds. And then we're gonna take it to mountain climbers to close it out before we head to low body. But lots of dynamic work today. So even when we're in our low body section, there's gonna be quite a bit of core in it. So really full body moves the entire time. Awesome, yes. So knees can go wider if that feels better in your squat, but that's also gonna be a little bit more oblique. We hold in our plank mountain climbers in 3, 2, and 1. Hold in your plank, knees or toes, cross mountain climbers. Really think about pulling knee all the way up towards chest and opposite elbow, starting to open through the hips. If you even want more hip opening, you can make circles. So knee comes all the way across, circle back. So you take it to opposite elbow first, swing it to same elbow, slide back. This is your last 15, and then we head to low body. Nice job, guys. We got a little reverse forward lunge combo coming your way. Awesome. Last 7, final 4, 3, 2, and 1. Roll those wrists out, knees come down. Great job. Don't let your sliders go too far. We'll need them for our second move. For right now, grab your weight in your right hand. So weight to your right hand. Same as your burpee. Have space in front of you and behind you. We're gonna do a backwards lunge to forwards lunge, adding in the arm movement as well. So just bring that weight to your right shoulder. So you've got weight in right hand, it's to the right shoulder. And we're gonna be stepping forward with the left leg first. So step your left foot out in front. Make sure you have your feet far enough apart that when you bend into the knees, we drop straight down. As you bend into that front leg, right arm goes up. Now, with control, think about bracing through the core, use the back quad, and then come to standing at center. Then that same exact leg goes behind you. As you bend into the legs, little hinge forward, it's a kick back on that same arm. So again, we rise to the top, legs together standing, left foot out in front, forward lunge with that overhead raise with control, step it in, and then reverse lunge, same leg, little hinge, tricep kick back. So once you have a feel for it, you can put it all together. You can even pick up the pace. Primary working leg is this right leg. Hey, Christian. Nice job jumping straight into it. If you use my playlist, it's in the chat. And then I want you guys to make sure, so Christian, step your front foot out a little bit more when you step forward, just to make sure knee stays over ankle. Yes, there we go. So we need a little bit more space than we think we need to here. So making sure that knee is over the ankle. Weight is not pressing forward to the ball of the foot on that front leg. Try to keep it in the heel. Really try to squeeze the glutes. So keeping your hips in one line. You guys have 30 seconds here. So heart rate will probably start to rise here with this really dynamic movement. And then by having the weight in that right hand, you're gonna feel a little dip of the hips. Body wants to compensate here. Really try to keep weight equal in the hips to keep them level. Neck stays long. That controlled hinge forward, flat, flat back, no rounding. You're not letting right shoulder come farther forward than the left. Awesome. So again, weight to the heel in your lunging leg. This is your final 15 here. We're gonna find a hold in our reverse lunge. So we're gonna find a hold in our reverse lunge. This is your last 7. Final few reps. We hold left leg back in 3, 2, and 1. So left leg goes back. You've got right foot forward, right knee in place over ankle. You've got that right arm back in your kick back. Little pulses through those legs. So again, keep thinking about pulling right hip back, squeezing through right glute. Quad's gonna turn on no matter what, but make sure glute is turned on as well. Back quad feeling a little bit of work. 6 seconds, you flip your pulse to your upper body. Legs stay still, little arm pulses. In 3, 2, and 1. Legs stay still, little baby tricep kick back. So little bend, little extend on this right arm here. Last 10. This is your final 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now step it forward. Bring the weight to both hands. So step that left foot forward now. Pull that left hip back. Lift your right hip. Arms come to this circular shape. Now we're going to hold left leg steady the entire time. Tiny little twists. So I want your arms at about shoulder height. So think about engaging through the shoulders here. But shoulder blades squeeze down the line of your back. Isolating through the legs. As you twist, hips will want to move with you. You fight to keep your hips perfectly still. Drop the shoulders slightly. Really think about moving your spine as one unit here. Arms are just along for the ride. So we're not twisting actively from the arms. Think about twisting from the midsection. This is your last 10. Nice job, guys. This is your final 6. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hang on to your weight for right now. Grab your sliders. So now we're going to go into a first lunge. So first lunge on the right leg. You need a ball of the foot on each slider. Actually, let's start left leg so we can keep our weight in our same hand. So left foot will be forward. Right arm still has your weight. Just have it at the shoulder to start. But again, you've got both sliders, one underneath the ball of each foot. Extend your right leg back, just getting into a first lunge. So for this first lunge, you're gonna give me that same overhead extension as you bend and extend into this left leg. Left hip pulls back, right leg is weightless. So this should look really different than the lunges you were just doing. So we're not bending into our back leg now. We've got a forward hinge. At the bottom, you should have ear and palm in the same angle as the rest of your body. So think about making one big diagonal as you bend and extend and slide that right leg back. About 10 seconds. And then we're gonna hold at the bottom. We drop our weight. We go into a little bit more dynamic movement, adding in some core work, a little plank work. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Find a hold without letting your legs move. Just hinge forward, drop your weight, keep holding though. Hinge forward a little bit more. Palms come down, your back leg stays straight. Start to lift your front heel up, just like in our burpee. Stabilize with upper body. Slide your left leg back, find a plank hold, then left foot slides forward. Option to grab your weight. Spine comes up. You've got that forward press this time. Give me a full press, then you rise up, arm bends in. So what it looks like in this combo. You go into that forward press. We hinge, drop the weight, palms come down, slide left leg back with control. Use the abdominals, just like in your slider burpee. It really is a single slide, just like in that burpee. Left foot only coming in, grab your weight, arm bends, rise to the top. Nice job, guys. You've got 30 seconds here. So a little bit longer stretches in these movements. Again, you can always, yes, I like it, ditch that slider if you need to. So you can do these with steps. Working here to keep all that weight forward though, in that front leg as you rise up and down. Now, my ladies that are using sliders, you're gonna notice that front leg feels a little bit more unstable because of that slider. Awesome, Kyle. Yes, front knee is not buckling inward. Keep that kneecap pointing straight forward, and then give yourself a little bit of time to make sure you have front knee properly aligned. So just like in our forward lunges, we're not letting the knee drive too far forward to the toes. Really think about keeping knee in place over ankle and dropping the hips to the back as opposed to driving forward. It's really a drive back and down. Last 6. We hit a hold. We find one last hold in our first lunge. In 3, 2, and 1. Find a hold in your first lunge. Hold it here. That arm can be down towards the floor. You can have that arm up overhead. You have 10. We go to a plank hold. Keep your sliders where they are. In 3, 2, and 1. Drop your weight. Palms come down. Find a plank hold. Now, another dynamic move here, core and low body. I want you to think about single leg slider burpee, like we did at the beginning. Knee comes in towards chest, all the way, round through low back. Take knee about halfway back. Left knee comes down. Squeeze through your right glute now. Straight leg, tabletop lift on the right. Engage the abdominals, hover everything. Left leg goes back. So we start in a plank. Left knee comes all the way in. It goes halfway out. Left knee down. Right leg, right glute lift, squeeze. Hover everything, engage, engage. Slide back to your plank. So it should take you a little bit of time to get through this movement here. You've got 30 seconds. So again, you've got these long stretches, lots of built-in recovery with the changes in body position, changes in types of movement here. Again, as you're pulling your knee into your chest, you're really thinking about scooping low belly in. You rest when you need to. But again, you have that built-in recovery from the core with that left knee coming down. And then you switch most of the engagement to that right glute. Your hips stay square, right leg straight. We have our final 15 here. And then you're gonna hold left knee down. And we're gonna take it to pulses on that right leg. Always the option though, you can hold that left knee in a tabletop hover if you want a little bit more quad engagement on that left side, a little bit more core burnout here. You have your final 8. Last few here, we take it to that hold. In 3, 2, and 1. Left knee comes down, right leg lifts and hold. Hold it here. Now, your extra challenge options, again, you can hover left knee. So hovering left knee, engaging through quad, and then we pulse right leg. If you don't want to take it to that hover, you can just extend left arm. So then you're in that bird dog hold, destabilizing a little bit by going to 2 points of contact, but you are pulsing through that right leg. Little lift, little lower. You have your final 15 here. We slide onto our back. We've got hamstring slides. So hamstring slides, you need your sliders again. This is your last 8, final 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lie on your back. You've got heels to each slider. So heels to each slider. If you're not doing sliders, you're going to take it to a walk out, walking heels out instead. Lie back. Heels start underneath your knees. Low back is the only thing that's really going to lift here. Your entire upper back stays down, shoulder blades glued down. Knees are neutral, thighs should be parallel like the number 11. Start to roll your hips up, stopping before upper back lifts. And then first option, you're just going to slide right leg out, pull back in, slide left leg out. So one at a time. Second option, without feeling any tension in low back or letting low back arch, you're going to slide both legs out at the same time. The slide out is the easy part. It's the pull back in. We're going to feel the contraction of your hamstrings. So hamstring work is always tough because if you have tight hamstrings, not only are they, it's sort of like a double sensation here. They're contracting, but you're also feeling a stretch here because of the way the back of the leg is structured. So if you have tighter hamstrings, this may be a really challenging sensation for you. So maybe you try out that single leg, or again, you can always take your sliders out, feel a little bit more in control, and just give me walks. When you go to the walks, making sure again that we're not letting low back, arch in, or belly start to lift up. You guys have your final 20 here, and then we're gonna hold our legs about halfway out. So as your feet go out, I would rather you let your hips drop than try to let belly lift. So if you're on the out and your hips are only an inch above the floor, that is okay. As long as you're feeling that proper engagement in the backs of the legs. Awesome, guys. Yes, pulling shoulder blades down. You have your final one. You take those legs halfway out and hold in 3, 2, and 1. Take the legs halfway out and hold. Scoop through the belly. Toes are lifted, pressing in through the heels. Tiny little hip pulses up. So think less about driving belly up, more about just taking a little tuck from the pelvis here. So think about curling your pelvis up towards the ribs as you wrap the glutes into touch, hamstrings working overtime, especially if you have your sliders, to try to keep those sliders still. So try not to let the feet move. Last 10. This is your final 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job, guys. Shake it out. Switching here, a little bit of chest core work. So we're gonna go to wheelbarrow slides, palms to sliders. Knees walk back. Find your kneeling plank position. So kneeling plank here. Knees can go wider for more stability. Wrap the elbows in, palms about shoulder width distance apart. Now, left palm will go out. Pull left shoulder back and down. Right palm goes out. You should feel core kick in, triceps kick in. And then we pull left palm in, right palm in. Alternate your lead palm each time. But make sure you give me that nice hold where your body is stretched out. So that's really where the work is done. Yes, beautiful. Nice range, guys. Nice, Christian. Nice, Kyle. So watch your neck and then watch the shoulders. Again, as palms go out, shoulders should not rotate up to the ears. Keep trying to keep your chest wide, collarbones wide, chin away from chest. Again, just about half of the work in your triceps, half of the work in your core. As the palms go out, you do not let your low belly fall down. You want to keep lifting it up, and you do not let your spine change angles. You have your final 15 here. We hold on the out. So we're going to hold on the out, and then I'm going to give you the option to add in a little bit more tricep work. This is your last 10. Keep squeezing through your glutes. Pull your pelvis up towards your ribs to keep low back supported. Last 4. Hold the arms out. 3, 2, and 1. Hold the arms out. Option to stay right here. This is beautiful. You're going to keep working those triceps. Extra challenge. Press with the palms a little bit more. Bend into the elbows. Forearms come down. Re-extend the arms. Pull back in. So this is our last 10. You can take to that slide forward. Elbows come down. Re-engage through triceps. Pull back in. Last 7. Really controlling through triceps on that elbow bend and extend. Last 3, 2, and 1. Nice job, guys. Shake it out. We're going to go to side now. So a little bit more chest. Starting in your same kneeling plank. I'm going to change my angle. Now we slide right palm out. Left palm out. Hold wide. So palms should be pretty wide. You should need to engage through the pecs here. So palms really, really wide. Squeeze the elbows in towards one another, keeping them straight. Then without letting this right palm bend, slide in, alternate your lead palm. So as you slide in, that arm that stays out last will really fire up. Working to keep your hips stable. So again, where you should feel this should be chest and even in through the biceps. So think about this one as working the inner parts here, the front side, as opposed to the back side of the arm. So try to make sure we're holding. I want everyone to hold on the out. So that's where we really feel the work here. Yes, add in that hold. Your arms stay straight. Your elbows are not hyperextended, but make sure those arms are straight. And then again, that arm that is last to slide in is doing a lot of stabilization work. So make sure we're alternating that arm that stays out last. This is your last 20 here. We're going to hold the arms wide, and you have push-ups. So finishing off the chest, palms will go wide. Make sure those elbows are still facing the back. Shoulder blades sliding down the line of your back. After this move, we head back to that low body core combo block. This is your last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job, guys. Hold those palms wide for me. Send shoulder blades down the line of your back. Push-ups. So you have some regular chest push-ups here. Your goal is to get your chest almost to the floor. So think about getting your chest maybe fist-width distance from the floor here. Always the option for toes. You can even ditch your sliders. So depending on your floor surface, you should feel that slide in and out with those palms, but then you engage through the chest a little bit more to keep them steady. Yes, really strong. Nice, Melissa. You guys have your final 15 here. And then I just want you to hold at the bottom. Last bit in this upper body core combo block. You hold at the bottom. Last 7. These are some beautiful push-ups. Neck is long. No one part of your body leads the way. It moves in unison. We hold in 3, 2, and 1. Find your hold. Re-scoop the belly in. Last 10. Can you get a little bit lower? Keep breathing even in this hold. Feel this stretch across the pecs. Last 3, 2, and 1. Press all the way up. Beautiful work, guys. Sliders to the side. Last block of class. It's that combo block. So this time, weight to your left hand. So weight will go to your left hand here. And then we're going to start here, stepping out with right foot. So right foot steps forward, and then it will step back. So when we step forward, we bend into both legs, front knee in place over ankle. Left arm goes up. With control, use this back quad and glute to pull in. And then you step right foot back. We go into our left arm kick back. So once you feel good with the movement, we put it all together. Oops, and then you can pick up your pace. So forward, up, and then back, back in terms of upper body and low body. So because we're really working both sides here, might feel a little bit trickier on this side because that right leg has already done some work. You guys have your final 45 seconds here. So again, we've got a pretty long stretch. As you take it into your kickback, really focus on keeping chest open. If you're letting shoulders round forward, it's really hard to engage through the tricep. That puts it in the shoulders here. So really working to keep the weight in the back of the upper arm. And then these arm movements might be a little bit trickier after that slider block with those wheelbarrows. So working to keep knees over ankles on the front leg and then knees underneath hip on that back one. Your heels are high. Try to press in equally through your pinky toe and your big toe on the elevated heel side. That's going to help you stabilize the ankle. If your ankle's sort of dipping left and right, that's what's going to throw off your balance. So we're going to hold to the back first. We hold to the back first. You have your final 8 seconds. We hold to the back in 4, 3, 2, and 1. So we're going to hold to the back first. Hold it here. First, we start with those leg pulses. So taking it up 1 inch and down 1 inch. Keep your back heel high, again, pressing in equally across the ball of your back foot, and then thinking less about driving knee forward. How can you drive those hips straight up 1 inch, down 1 inch? We flip it to an arm pulse in 3, 2, and 1. So now we pulse that left tricep. Little bend, little extend. So tiny little bend, little extend. Keep squeezing through left glute, pull left hip back, lift your right hip slightly. Your hips should be in one line. You have 8. We step it forward and we have an isometric hold in the legs as we twist in 3, 2, and 1. Step it forward now. Arms come first to chest to find the weight at the proper height below shoulders. Arms extend out, big beach ball shape. Without letting your hips rotate with you, little twist towards that front leg. So you're trying to keep your hips perfectly still. This is where it probably gets shaky because again, this right leg has done that first lunge work. You have 10. Last reps here. We grab our sliders. First lunge. This is your last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Rise all the way up. Hang on to your weight in your left hand. Again, sliders, 1, 2 each foot. So sliders, 1, 2 each foot here. And then we're going to go into that first lunge series. So right foot is going to go forward, left foot goes back here. Pull that right hip back, engage through your left quad. So I want everything to be lifted here. And then we just start with our first lunges. So first lunges to start here. working to keep hips level just like before, but this is gonna look really, really different than the reverse lunge, forward lunge that we were just in, because we're not bending into the back leg. So I want you to have some space in between your front and back leg when we come to the top. Try to keep your back leg as straight as possible. Keep your hinge forward. You've got 12 seconds. We hold at the bottom. We're gonna find our hold at the bottom, setting up for our combo in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Find your hold. Left arm can go out, or you can bring it in, pull right hip back slightly. Now hinge forward, keep holding. Feel how you have to engage the glute even harder to not rise up. So don't rise up as you hinge. Try to get lower in the leg. Put that weight down. Palms come down. Right heel high. Slide the leg back. Find your plank. Scoop through the belly. Knee comes in. Find your hold. Give yourself time to adjust. Grab your weight. And then we take it to that same press up overhead. So putting it all together, we lower down. Hinge forward. Keep legs steady. Palms down, slide back, pull forward, grab the weight again, take it into that full range all the way to the top. So we've got 35 seconds in this combo, and then we will find our final lunge hold. Nice job, guys. So really trying to work from the spine. Think almost deadlift as you round forward or reach forward to touch the floor. And then that first part where you bring your spine back to that forward angle, again, should feel like a deadlift. So you're trying to pull that working side hip back. You have your final 15. We hold in our lunge one final time before we go to our last bit of dynamic work here. This is, again, how we go out of class on this block. You have your final 8. Hold in your lunge one last time. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold in your lunge one last time here. Option, arm can extend. This is your last 8. Pull the belly up and in, hinge forward a little bit more. Last 3, 2, and 1. Drop the weight, slide back to your plank. So slide back to your plank here. Now we're gonna bring right knee all the way in. Tuck and round, single knee pike. Slide the knee halfway back, right knee down, squeeze, lift, extend through left glute. Find that lift, re-engage everything, slide back to plank. So upper body working here, we tuck and round, single knee pike. Knee comes all the way in towards nose. Knee slides back halfway, drops down. Left leg, your back leg is staying straight the entire time. It's just that right knee that's coming all the way in, halfway back. It gets to drop down. And then you re-engage the core and through the core and upper body to slide back to your plank. Final 15 seconds here. And then we have our pulses with our left leg. So we're gonna find those left leg pulses. Last 10. Keep wrapping your elbows in. I know this is a lot of work up on the palms, lots of upper body work through planks today. So making sure elbows aren't flaring out, shoulders aren't lifting, really go for length. Length forward, back, but also lengthen those arms, pressing the floor away. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Right knee is down. Left leg lifts. Drop your left hip. Option for your hover. Right knee can hover or right arm can extend. Little pulses through that left leg. So left leg is straight and locked out. Little lift, little lower. Final 14 seconds. You have one more round of bridge holds. That's how we go out of class. So less than a minute left of work. Little lift, little lower. Pull the belly up and in. If you're not in that hover or arm extension, yes, cat, take it there. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job, guys. Lie on your back. Last bit of work here. Final 30 seconds. So I want you to have heels to sliders again. Thighs make an 11. Tuck and round. Lift your low back up. Scooping through belly. Highest point here should be your hip bones, not your ribs flaring. Try to knit the ribs together. So close the rib cage. Now slide your legs. This time, maybe not halfway out, maybe just a quarter of the way out. Hold it here without letting your sliders move. I want you to rotate from the hips, knees open, knees return back to neutral, make an 11 with the thighs. So you're working your glutes in an external rotation, but then you're also working your inner thighs. So without letting your sliders move, lots of control here. Of course, hamstrings are working. to not let feet slide in or out. You have 5. You're gonna hold the legs neutral again, make an 11 with those thighs. In 3, 2, and 1, make an 11 with those thighs. Final pulses to close out class. Arms can go up to the ceiling. Again, your belly stays swooping in. You're keeping your legs where they are in terms of distance, so you're not sliding in or out. Little lift, little lower. Final 8. Keep squeezing through the glutes. Think less about rising belly up, more about lifting pelvis, wrapping glutes into touch. Last 3, 2, and 1. Nice job, guys. Take a full body stretch here. Rolling out wrists, rolling out ankles each direction. And then I want you to bring arms in line with ears. Try to use the core, come all the way up, forward fold. So flex through the feet, reach for the toes, pulling belly towards thighs, crown of head towards toes. Drop the shoulders, and then once you have your maximum reach forward, you can melt entire upper body down towards tops of thighs or towards shins. Taking a little twist here. Bring your left hand to the outside of your right foot. And then right hand goes behind you. And then re-push your right heel forward. So you should feel a little twist from the midsection, but probably some lengthening on the right outer thigh, maybe right IT band. From here, go ahead, bring right hand to left foot, but I want you to keep your hold. So keep holding onto both legs, but arms are just making an X. And then reach around forward. You should feel a little stretch across the shoulder blades. From here, keep your right hand connected to outside of left foot, twist opposite side. Again, repress right or left heel forward. My mouth cannot keep up this early. Press left heel forward. Try to get heels in one line. Again, hopefully feeling a little stretch on that left IT band if we have hips and heels in alignment. Keep your right hand where it is. Cross left arm up and over. Find that cross stretch again. Elbows bend slightly, rounding forward. Again, feeling a little stretch across the shoulder blades, across the upper back. Slowly unwind. Find butterfly position here. Last stretch. Pinkies or pinky toes touching, feet fall open. Big inhale, arms sweep up. Palms face behind you, little chest stretch. I'm going to show you guys from the side. So keep letting your knees drop, fingertips face forward like you were going to go into a tricep dip. But then I want you to take a little bend in the elbows and then lifting your chin and exposing your heart center, throat to the ceiling. Pull the elbows towards one another as if you're trying to make your elbows disappear behind your body. Should feel a stretch across the front sides of the shoulders. Keep pressing into the palms. The deeper stretch you want, you can round a little bit more, maybe even bringing gaze slightly behind you, but not letting tension creep to the neck or low back. Try to press into the palms, so a little bit of an active stretch here. Slowly release, arms walk in front of you. Take a little forward fold, this time putting the stretch more in the hips. Slowly walk it into the top. Final breath here, big inhale, arms sweep all the way up. And then exhale, push it all out. Big shoulder roll up, back down and around. Awesome, awesome work, guys. Thank you for joining me.